Hello and welcome to the next episode of Brett's Flix. Today we will be reviewing Uncut Gems. Kind of a little odd film here. You got Adam Sandler in a rare dramatic performance. This is a great film, directed by the Safdie brothers. It's on Netflix. I would highly recommend it, but you're going to find out why in just a few minutes. So, yeah, Adam Sandler in a dramatic role.
69.
Not your typical thing.
Lunch Ladyland.
Adam started off in the 90s. He put out a string of hits, one after another. Billy Madison.
I'm here to learn, everybody, not to make out with you. Go on with the chlorophyll.
Happy Gilmore.
That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me.
Waterboy.
He poked me in the eye.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Big Daddy.
My God. There's a stick there. Somebody should move it.
One after another, these were huge comedy hits. This guy was the king of the 90s comedy scene, rivaled only by Jim Carrey.
Smokin'.
And then from the mid-2000s on, he just kind of got real lazy.
Have you ever worked with dreads before?
Creature. Okay, you got me.
I have the job, right?
Oh, a porch swing. I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you going bald?
Huh?
No. You're getting fatter, and your hair doesn't realize it needs to cover more face.
He started just really making movies with just him and his buddies hanging out.
Oh, grody.
That's fine. That's cool. I kind of like that you're giving your friends opportunities and doing that. But, maybe, try a little bit. I mean, you still have your few gems in there. One of them being Punch Drunk Love, which still to this day is my personal favorite performance of his.
So what do you do, Barry?
I have my own business. We have a non-breakable handle. Let me demonstrate for you.
This is one of the first times he ever did a dramatic performance, and he just blows everyone away in that movie. He's fantastic.
I saw your picture and I really wanted to meet you.
What are you lying?
I'm a nice man. I mind my own business. So you tell me that's that before I beat the hell from you. I have so much strength in me, you have no idea.
Now get out of here, pervert. Didn't I warn you? That's that.
And now with Uncut Gems, he's been given the opportunity to do another dramatic performance, and he knocks it out of the park yet again. This is the film which Adam famously said that if he does not get nominated for an Oscar, he will purposefully make the worst movie ever made. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be Grown Ups 3. The good news is, we as audience members are kind of having our cake and we're eating it too. Sadly, Adam was not nominated for Best Performance. So we are getting whatever that film is that he promised. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But the good news in the meantime is that even though he may not have been nominated, he still gives an amazing performance. One of the best of his entire career. So, Adam Sandler in a dramatic role? Let's watch this film.
Go to the aux room, see if he's there.
Find him in there.
He's a great guy, you'll love him.
He's excited.
So I want to ask you a little favor.
Yeah, what? What's
So, I need you to jack up the bits.
Uncut Gems is what you would call a cautionary tale. This is about a bad dude. Literally every single character in this movie is pretty despicable and unlikable. But that's the point. We're supposed to have this real world view of some of these shadier sides of the jewelry business. And we kind of meet a man who is not 100% likable.
Your face is so stupid.
We see how his profession and these risks that he takes and the things that he does to mess other people over will come back against him and will hurt him in the long run. A big theme here is the theme of addiction and also the theme of pride. Adam's character is extremely prideful, and it's this pride of his that gets the best of him. You have moments where the second he gets a leg up on his financial situation, he then takes a new trinket or piece of jewelry or cash that he just got.
Kevin Garnett's ring.
He immediately bets it on something else, or he sets it up to be pawned off and uses it as collateral until he gets more money in.
Championship ring, 2008.
All right, you want to pawn it or you want to sell it?
I want to pawn it.
Let me take a quick look at it.
Figure that thing's worth 80 grand.
Just loan it to me, that's it.
This is a man who the second he's on top, he absolutely needs to feel like he is not only on top of the game, but everyone else needs to know it. Everyone needs to be aware of how good he is. It's this sense of pride that he has. He's constantly showing everything he has off. This theme is brilliantly summed up in a single scene in which Kevin Garnett breaks the glass in Adam Sandler's shop. Now, we're going to start a new little segment here today called Film School in a Jar.
Goes down smooth.
When you're writing a screenplay, structure is very important. You have certain segments of the screenplay that are devoted to certain beats in your story. Within the first act of your film, you will have a moment called the theme stated. This is where the general theme of the film is stated to the audience. A boy needs to grow up.
A keyhole in the shape of a heart.
Another mystery.
I fixed the...
It was a fire. You're coming with me.
Where are your parents, little man?
Stuff like that. The theme stated in Uncut Gems is the scene in which Kevin Garnett breaks the glass in Adam Sandler's shop. You can tell Adam is worried about the glass. He brings it up multiple times. He says, don't lean on the glass like that, it's gonna break.
Hey, G, do me a favor. Don't lean on that, please. Okay, G, I wouldn't lean on that.
However, as concerned as he is for the glass, it still does not take precedence over showboating. He pulls out the new Furby. He showcases this very rare item that only he has in stock, according to him. He is so consumed with appearing to be the best, appearing to be exclusive, one of the greats. I'm the only one that has this. Look how special I am. He cares about the glass, but he immediately forgets about the problems at hand once he starts showboating. And what happens? The glass breaks.
Told you not to leave.
And then he has to worry about paying for it, whether that is through getting Kevin Garnett to pay for it, or he himself having to pay for the glass that someone else broke.
You heard me. I said tell him not to leave.
The tension in this film is incredible. Take, for example, the scene when Howard and Julia have a fight right after he catches her supposedly cheating on him in the club.
We didn't do anything, Howard!
Yeah, right. Right here.
Oh, wow. That's great, Howard. Howard! I'll see you tomorrow! I'll see you tomorrow, Howard!
After that moment, she walks back to the club. The way this moment is shot makes it so incredibly tense, and that is through one single decision, and that is giving her a lot of room around her. By giving her extra leading room as she's moving, the film is subtly giving the audience a subconscious feeling that something could come into that extra space. And the film has very deep focus in this sequence. So we are able to see everything behind her, the alleyways and the door frames and everything. And it makes us subconsciously think that something's going to come out through the background or through the empty space around her. This is a subconscious decision to elicit the tension of something bad happening to her in this moment. And by intercutting it with Adam after having just had the fight with her, they are suggesting that this tension in her life is brought about by Adam and by his very presence in her life. Now I want to talk about my favorite scene in the movie. If you want to learn about screenwriting and scene structure, this is a scene to study. The scene starts and Adam Sandler enters the closet in which his wife is trying on her old bat mitzvah dress. This is wonderful to start the scene on because it shows that his wife is still in good enough shape to where she can fit in that old dress. This immediately shows why Adam wants to make the marriage work from a physical standpoint. In terms of theme, it still represents what he used to have. This beautiful, perfect woman who can still fit in her old dress.
Look gorgeous.
And he wants to try and fix things. He wants to try and fix their marriage. You start off the scene, Adam enters and he is in control. He comes, he has a plan. He is going to apologize. He says he messed up. He says he's a big old piece of shit. He says that, he will do better next time. He's sorry.
Are you serious right now?
Her response is to then try and use words to tell him, no, this isn't gonna work. You've messed up too many times. But Adam's pride and ego will not let him see this. So, next step, we have a change in tactic. Dinah then decides to laugh at him, to insult him, and to belittle him. If he can't get it through his thick skull with regular polite words, then she's gonna start insulting him, telling him why he's a terrible human being. But his tactic, he agrees. He flips back over on her and he goes, you're right, I am a piece of shit. I am a terrible person. So what does she do again? She flips tactics one more time. She starts brutally and deeply insulting him as a person.
I think you are the most annoying person I have ever met. I hate being with you. I hate looking at you. And if I had my way, I would never see you again.
These are no longer her laughing insults and belittling him. She is now trying to cut to his core as a person. And yet again, he fires back with another response, which is, you can hit me.
It's because you're mad. You're mad, and it makes sense. You can punch me if you want.
Oh, thanks.
His result is to go after what he knows she fantasizes about, which is physically assaulting him.
Hey, I would
But what does she do? She calls him out on it. She fakes a punch, and he winces. And this is the moment when she knows she's won. He offered to let her punch him, and when she went to do it, he flinched, because as big and bad as he tries to be, as much of a man as he tries to be, he is just a weasel at heart. And then we cap it off. After that moment with the fake punch, he's about to come back with a response, but then the rest of the family comes into the room, and now he needs to make polite. She has won the battle. And now he needs to make nice in front of everyone. Now, did you see the switch here? Adam entered the scene in control. He was going there to apologize. He had a plan. He had hope that he could try and win the marriage back. When he leaves the scene, he is not in control, and there is no hope of him saving this marriage. This scene is amazing. I think this film is near perfect. I do have a few issues, a few quibbles, a few bugaboos, if you will. One of them is the villain, Phil. Now, we established earlier in the film that Howard owes money to his loan shark brother-in-law, Arno.
Hey, what's happening right now?
I told you how things were gonna go if you didn't start to behave.
What? How was I not behaving?
Phil is one of Arno's goons.
Let's get this over with.
I like the idea of Howard upsetting this goon so much that he not only kills Howard, but he kills Arno as well. I think that's really great. My only thing is I wish they would have just built up that, like Like 10% more, just a tiny bit. Just give me a little bit more, one more example of Phil's temper kind of getting out of control and Arno being like, man, this guy's kind of a bit to handle. Just a little something so that that moment feels a little bit more earned. That's all. My other little thing is the scene in which Adam has his full breakdown in his office. It's a wonderful scene. He gives a fantastic performance, but the drooling, it might be a little much. It might be just a tiny, tiny bit much. It's like Adam watched The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio and was like, oh, so if you drool, you get Oscars. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drool. It doesn't ruin the moment. It doesn't ruin the scene or the film by any means. I just think it's a tiny bit too far.
I was stupid. I'm done. It means nothing. It meant nothing.
I also, as much as I love the soundtrack in this film, there are a few moments where I feel like it doesn't quite fully fit the feeling of the scene at hand. There are also a few moments where it felt maybe just a little too similar to Clockwork Orange and that film's soundtrack. There are a couple other synth scores that were highly influential for this film, but I just feel like there are a few moments where the influences are a little too obvious.
Welly.
Overall, what does Brett think about this movie? I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. You have an incredibly tense film that is bolstered by some fantastic directing by the Safdie brothers, led by an incredible performance by Adam Sandler, one of, if not his best performance of his career to this date.
So sad.
You also have these fantastic characters. It's very well written.
I got all these things for him to sign.
Listen to me, listen. If you want that, get it before the auction starts.
I got a ball.
Go to the auction room, see if he's there.
Find him in there.
He's a great guy, you'll love him.
He's excited.
It has extremely tense scenes, and that is a testament not only to the way it's shot, but also the writing as a whole. This is a great film. I have a few small issues with it, but it's not enough to bring it down. Honestly, if you have a chance to watch this film, check it out. It's on Netflix. Be warned, it's not exactly the most pleasing watch you're ever gonna have. It is very, very tense. There are moments in that movie that are going to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to elicit a response.
Oh, God.
This isn't just a Marvel film where you go in, you have fun, the bad guy loses, the good guys win, and we all go home. This is a film about how obsession and gambling and pride and ego destroy someone.
That's the sound for that I need.
This was a great film. I really enjoyed this watch. But tune in next time where I will be reviewing the worst film I have ever seen, Jurassic Thunder.